Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, however you found me. I'm just so incredibly thankful that you're here with me today as we finish up our book, Queen of the Castle, 52 Weeks for the Uninspired, Domestically Challenged, or Just Plain Tired Homemaker. And of course, we are on week 52, bringing in the new year. I'm sure you all have different plans after you exit the Christmas holiday and go into New Year, looking forward to January. And I thought I was going to be real today. So here I am. This is what I look like, my hair down. Part of that is so that you can see what you'll be working with this next year. Don't want to put up too many high expectations of my hair being styled a certain way or my makeup being done a certain way, but I generally do my hair and makeup every day. But today is a day where I'm just relaxing, and I just want you to see me in a no makeup, no hassle state. I'm in a very comfy dress. I'm sitting on the floor in front of my warm fireplace and realize I blend in pretty well with my greens, but as I was going over her recommendations, I was really glad to hear that I do some of these things. She says as you're bringing in the new year, some things to think about between, during that time when Christmas events are over, and it seems like it kind of calms down a bit. She says declutter as you put things away, like taking in your new gifts. If you've got a new sweater, go through your closet and get rid of excess. If you've got something new for the kitchen, go through your kitchen, declutter your spices, things like that. Things that you're not using, get rid of them. She says if there's things that you can donate them by the 31st of December, and you can get a tax break. She says to undecorate. Now, I don't undecorate. I keep this up until around January 10th. We celebrate Three Kings Day, not traditionally, and I know we talked about that at the beginning of this journey, because I started around that time. Purge papers, etc. I want to quote her here on page 300. Let's see here. When I toss out the old, I make room for the new. I make room for the hobbies and tastes that reflect who I am now, not who I was when disco was king. And I love that. It says, so have the family gather around, mix up some hot chocolate, and put on a zippy CD, and then get to work taking down decorations and sorting through drawers. Ho, 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 and Happy New Year. And I think that's great. There's a lot of life that's happened for every one of us. I started this year when my grandmother was living with me. She passed away only 2 days into January, and we have moved. We have moved my mother-in-law, who I help with at times, and my oldest daughter moved. She's expecting her second. I have 2 of my adult children living with us, and they're working, and they help tremendously around our new home, and we've had a lot of life going on, and I'm so thankful for every moment of it. This is the time of year I don't undecorate. We like to really enjoy the Christmas decorations for as long as we can, so we wait until January. So one of the things that I do during this time of year, grab my little boxes. So this is last year's calendar, but I just want to show it to you. So I take a calendar that I got usually for Christmas. This is one my mom gave me, and I love it. I think it's so beautiful. When I was a kid, I collected unicorns, and this was just beautiful. And what I do is I'll take the previous year's calendar, and I get my new calendar out, and the first thing I do is I start writing out birthdays. And what I like to do is, when it's that person's birthday, what age they're going to be, or how long they've been married that year. That way, if it's a milestone one, I could make sure and honor that, or show some way of receiving that. Another thing I do is I make cards for the year. And I make extra cards because sometimes I'm not able to squeeze in, like our family has decided maybe to take a quick last minute vacation, or I just don't feel like making cards right away. But I usually, that last week in December, is I'll make cards, and I'm a very simple card maker, so I'll show you, for example, some of the stuff that I do. So this cute little thing was from a calendar, so it's like, you know, the back of the calendar has these little pictures, or even, you know, here, this one has a little picture. Sometimes even in here, there's going to be a picture like that. So I'll cut those out if I think I can use them. I backed it with a colored paper of sorts, and then another. And then these are little stickers I found at Dollar Tree that I decided would be a great one for birthdays. But you can find them at lots of different places. And then sometimes I'll stamp it on the inside, which I didn't in a couple of these. Here's another one that's really funny. My husband has a Chuck Norris one, and it says, this one says, "The truth will set you free unless Chuck Norris has you, in which case nothing will help." And then I found some silly little sticker that I had on hand, and I didn't care. I tried to match them as much as I could, but it was hard. But again, I cut this picture out, which is kind of a wonky shape, and then just kind of surrounded it. And then I do stamp the backs with, I have a couple of different ones. There's another one I have. And then I just mass sign it. Here's one. I think this came off of a gift bag, this little fluffy puppy. Just keep in mind, the thicker your items are, the more postage you'll have to pay. So I usually create, and this is just a piece of paper behind it. That's it. So it's very simple. And there I did stamp in something. But so I do that, and then I take my envelopes, I take my return address labels, and I at least put the person's name on the front. And I just kind of get those ready, and I stick them in my little box here, which right now it's empty because, you know, we just finished December. And I do it by the month. Now this gets so thick that I usually have to leave this open year round, and some of these come back here and it comes out the back, just because I have lots of I have a lot of people that I like to send cards to, and that just kind of helps me get organized. And then what I'll do is at the last week of the month, I put them in here with a couple of, a pen or two, zip it up, and then my family, we kind of pass this around, whoever's here and wants to sign, and we sign these, and then I know I can mail them off. So that's one of the things I do. There were some other things that she mentioned. She said, so I finish my New Year's cards because I don't do Christmas cards. I just rarely am able to get them out on time. So I do my New Year's cards, I make my birthday cards and anniversary cards. She said to do something like, at their church they sing the Lord's Prayer to Auld Lang Syne, and I think that's beautiful. I think that's a really cool thing too. So, and then I also have a friend who did start hosting a New Year celebration. We went to that a couple years, and that's been a lot of fun. But our closest friends recently, we tried to take a trip for a few days. We weren't able to last year. My grandmother was on hospice, and we like to just get away for a few days, and we just absolutely love doing that. So, and this year's no exception. We are heading up and doing some fun things together with our closest friends, my husband and I are. I'm going to go ahead and read. Again, if you didn't realize this, I really love this book. This is also a great time to spend extra time with your kids if you can. They grow up so fast, and taking the time to play those games that they want to play, I tell you what, it sure brings about great memories. So here she says, we've heard it a million times and are sometimes tempted to use the stray sock lying on the floor of the car to gag the next person who brings it up. But there's no escaping the fact that our children do grow up. Though a rainy Candyland day with a preschooler may feel like it lasts 14 years, before we know it, those days are over. The kids are in school. They have their own friends. They play on sports teams with their own practice schedule. They engage in their own phone conversations. They want their own lunch money. And rumor has it someday soon they'll have their own driver's license. Ready or not, in the blink of an eye, someday comes. Don't face it with regrets. Make your children a priority. Make loving your husband a priority. Don't let the opportunity slip away to show love to those God has given you, making a home that's filled with love and laughter and warm memories. You will never regret your efforts, because we homemakers have a vital job. We are wise women, committed to building our homes. We are queens of the castle. I just want to thank you for joining me this last year as we journeyed through this book. I'm very excited to have shared this last 52 weeks with you, this last year with you, and I'm excited to spend more with you. Starting, well, next Sunday, you're going to start seeing brand new content. It's going to be a little bit different. My goal is to, the first week of the month, it be a sewing project. So my very first event, or very first item, will be making a 1920s dress and showing a couple of pictures of my son and I at a fun event in November that we went to. What do I go to in November? Oh, the St. Andrew's Ball. The St. Andrew. You'll get to see my son and I when we were in attendance at the St. Andrew's Ball. Week 2, we'll focus on cooking. Week 3, we'll focus on a quilt square. And week 4 is going to be some easy costume ideas. And 5, it's going to be random. So blessings, and I'll see you next week.